Hey everyone, welcome back to Unhinged Out Loud with Kim, brought to you by the Unapologetic Uplift podcast. I'm Kim, and today we're talking about something that might make you a little bit uncomfortable. Why do you keep hitting the same walls over and over again? Why do you sabotage yourself right when success starts to feel good? Attract the same type of chaos in relationships or business? Know exactly what you need to do, but can't seem to actually do it. Work yourself into burnout, even though you swore you'd do things differently. Most people think it's a mindset problem, or a discipline problem, or a strategy problem. It's not. It's a nervous system and unresolved trauma problem. And today I'm going to explain why and what you can actually do about it. Let's get into it. Here's what I need you to understand first. You are not broken. You're not lazy. You're not self-sabotaging because you secretly don't want success. You're not just anxious or bad with money or too emotional. You're running outdated programming. Let me explain what I mean. A few years ago, I looked like I had it all together. Successful career, beautiful family, nice house. But every single night I was numbing with marijuana or alcohol. Every day I was on multiple psychiatric medications just to function. Every other month, my husband and I were on the verge of breaking up. I wasn't present with my kids. I was performing wellness while dying inside. I was repeating every pattern I swore I'd break. And here's the thing. I'd done years of therapy. I understood my trauma intellectually. I could tell you exactly why I had trust issues, control issues, shame spirals. But I was still living in them. And that's when I realized you can't think your way out of nervous system dysregulation. Understanding your trauma and healing your trauma are two completely different things. Think about it like this. Your nervous system is like a computer operating system, and the OS was written between ages 0 to 9. By the time you were 7 years old, your nervous system had already decided whether the world is safe or dangerous, whether you're worthy or broken, whether you have to control everything or it will fall apart, whether people will stay or leave, whether your needs will be met or ignored. These aren't conscious thoughts. They're nervous system conclusions. And every experience after that, your mind uses it as proof that those conclusions were correct. Your mind doesn't care about making you happy. It cares about being right. So if at age 5 you concluded, I'm not safe, your mind will spend the rest of your life finding evidence that you're not safe, even when you objectively are. If at age 6 you decided, I'm too much and people will leave me, your mind will select people who will leave, or you'll push them away before they get the chance. That's why you keep repeating the same patterns. Not because you're broken, but because your mind is running a program that was written by a traumatized child. Now, I love therapy. I think it's incredibly valuable, but here's what I learned. Talk therapy helps you understand your trauma, but understanding alone doesn't rewire your nervous system. You can talk about your childhood for years. You can intellectually know that your father leaving wasn't your fault. You can understand that your mother's criticism came from her own pain. But if your nervous system is still running the program, I'm not lovable or I'm not safe, nothing changes. This is why so many surface level solutions don't work. Positive affirmations can't override nervous system programming. Manifestation techniques fail when you're dysregulated. Business strategy won't fix a root chakra survival response. Willpower can't bypass a blocked sacral chakra. You've probably experienced this yourself. You do the morning routine, you say the affirmations, you visualize, you make the plan, and then you procrastinate. You self-sabotage. You spiral. You repeat the pattern. It's not because you're not trying hard enough. It's because you're trying to build a new life on a traumatized foundation. And that doesn't work. So here's what I discovered. There are 7 core wounds that get set in childhood. And until you heal them at the root, they'll keep running your life. I call them the 7 chakra blocks. Now, whether you believe in chakras or not doesn't really matter. You can think of them as energy centers, nervous system regulation points, developmental stages, whatever framework makes sense to you. The point is, these wounds are real and they're running everything. Let me give you just a quick overview. Block number 1. I'm not safe. This is your survival response. When this is blocked, you can't relax even when things are objectively fine. You're always waiting for the other shoe to drop. Block 2, I'm too much or not enough. This is your shame wound. When this is blocked, you feel guilty for wanting more. You can't receive and you need to prove your worth through exhaustion. Block 3, I can't control this. This is your anxiety wound. When this is blocked, you micromanage everything. You spiral when plans change and you live in constant fear. Block 4, I can't be real. This is your authenticity wound. When this is blocked, you perform instead of being yourself. You feel like no one really knows you. Block 5, I can't say what I think. This is your expression wound. When this is blocked, you judge others, suppress your truth, and weaponize your voice. Block 6, my dreams are crazy. This is your vision wound. When this is blocked, you've stopped dreaming. You don't trust your intuition or your ideas. Block 7, I have to do it all alone. This is your trust wound. When this is blocked, you can't surrender. You white knuckle everything because you don't believe anyone or anything else will support you. Every single one of these was set before age 9. And they're still running your relationships, your business, your parenting, your money, everything. So if understanding doesn't heal them and willpower doesn't override them, what does? This is what changed everything for me. You have to recognize the wound. Recognition means seeing it again with new eyes. So here's how it worked. When something painful happened in childhood, your child brain created an explanation for it. But the explanation was incomplete because you didn't have all the information. For example, dad leaves. Child brain says, I'm not lovable enough to stay for. Mom is stressed about money. Child brain says, there's never enough. The world is scarce. Teacher embarrasses you. Child brain says, I'm stupid. I shouldn't try. Those explanations become truth in your nervous system, and they keep running until you go back as an adult and give that child the information she didn't have, not intellectually, somatically, in your body. That's recognition. Let me give you one example from my own life. My first core wound was set when my father died by suicide when I was 5. For decades, I carried the unconscious belief, men leave. Love isn't enough. I'm not worth staying for. And my nervous system kept proving it right. Through relationships, through business, through friendships. When I finally did the healing work, I didn't just think about it differently. I went back to that 5-year-old girl and gave her what she needed. She needed to hear, this isn't your fault. He was sick. His illness made him believe things that weren't true. You are worthy. You are safe. And this doesn't have to define you. That's recognition. And when I did that work, not in my head, but in my nervous system, that pattern changed. My marriage healed. My business stabilized. I became present with my kids. I stopped numbing. Everything shifted. So here is why I'm sharing all of this with you today. I'm hosting a free masterclass on March 10th called Unblocked, the 7 core wounds keeping you stuck. And in that masterclass, I'm going to walk you through all 7 core wounds in detail, how they were formed, how they show up in your life right now, and what healing actually looks like. And I'm going to guide you through a live healing experience so you can start clearing your blocks immediately. This isn't just information. This is transformation. You're going to walk away knowing which blocks are running your life, where they came from, and how to heal them. And if you want to go deeper, I'll invite you into my group coaching program where we heal each chakra block one by one. But you don't need to join anything to get massive value from this masterclass. It's March 10th, it's free, and it might change your life. To register, go to the link in the show notes. And listen, if you've been trying to change through willpower alone, if you've been doing the mindset work but still hitting the same walls, if you're exhausted from performing wellness while drowning inside, this is for you. The cycle stops when you heal the root. I'll see you on March 10th. All right, that's it for today. Quick recap. You're not broken. You're running outdated programming and you can rewrite it. If this episode resonated, please share it. Take a screenshot, post it to your stories, tag me. I love seeing what's landing for you. And make sure you're registered for the masterclass on March 10th. Link is in the show notes. Remember, understanding your trauma and healing your trauma are 2 different things. It's time to actually heal. Until next time, stay curious, stay brave, and keep going. This is Kim, and you've been listening to Unhinged with Kim, brought to you by the Unapologetic Uplift podcast.